So you've got an e-bike, or you're thinking about one. You know it comes with that user manual that's like a brick, right? Super intimidating. But hidden inside all that technical jargon is everything you actually need to know. So that's what we're doing here. We've pulled out all the golden nuggets and turned that manual into your essential guide for going electric. Over the next few minutes, we're going to hit 5 key things every rider asks. First, what is the E in e-bike anyway? Then, we'll talk about a super quick safety check you gotta do before every ride. After that, how to really master that electric boost to get the most range. We'll also get into how to carry stuff, and even people, safely. And finally, how to play the long game and keep your bike running like new. All right, first up, let's get right to the heart of it. What actually makes an e-bike and not, say, a scooter? This question is super important because it gets to how they work and, maybe more importantly, how the law sees them. Okay, the word you need to know is pedelec. It stands for pedal electric cycle. And here's the deal. This is not a motorcycle in disguise. The motor is your partner, your co-pilot. It only kicks in to give you a boost when you are actively pedaling. The second you stop pedaling, that motor cuts out. It's your power, just amplified. And this is where that pedelec definition gets really important. See, because it just assists you, most places treat it just like a regular bicycle. And what does that mean for you? Well, it means no special driver's license needed, no registration, and yep, you get full access to the bike lanes. It's all the freedom of a bike with none of the headaches of a motor vehicle. All right, let's move on. Every single pilot runs a pre-flight checklist before takeoff, no exceptions. Your e-bike isn't a 747, but it deserves that same kind of respect. And when you start thinking about it this way, your pre-ride check stops being a chore and becomes this professional ritual that gives you total confidence every time you head out. And the best part? You don't need a clipboard or a mechanic's license to do it. The manual gives us this awesome, simple, and really easy to remember system. It's called the ABC Quick Drop Test. It's a 5-step check you can knock out in less than a minute. So here's how it goes, and you'll have this down in no time. A is for air. Just give the tires a good squeeze. Are they firm? B is for brakes and bars. Squeeze the brake levers. Are they working? Give the handlebar a wiggle. Is it tight? C is for chain and cables. Just look at the chain. Does it look okay? Quick is for quick releases. Are your wheels and your seat locked in tight? And last, the drop. Just lift the bike a couple of inches off the ground and drop it. Hear any weird rattles? Nope. Then you are cleared for takeoff. So you're on the bike, you're rolling safely. Now for the fun part, mastering the ride itself. This is where you learn to really work with the motor, get that perfect mix of power, range, and just plain fun. And this brings us to the #1 question on every single new e-bike rider's mind: range anxiety. How do I make this battery last as long as possible? Well, the good news is you've got way more control over that than you might think. Just think of the battery like the gas tank in your car. Every little decision you make impacts your mileage. You go faster, you use a higher assist level, that's going to drain it quicker. Carrying a heavy load, riding up hills, fighting a headwind, even having low tire pressure, it all makes the motor work harder. But the flip side is, by managing these things, you are in control of your range. And here is a fantastic pro tip, a secret weapon straight from the manual, especially for systems like Bosch motors. The magic number is 90 revolutions per minute. That's your pedaling speed, or cadence. It's like finding the perfect gear in a car to keep the engine humming in its sweet spot. If you use your bike's gears to keep your legs spinning at that nice, steady pace, the motor operates at peak efficiency. It's a tiny change that can give you a massive boost in range. Okay, now listen up, because this is a huge piece of safety advice. On a regular bike, you can kind of pedal lightly through a turn. You can't do that on an e-bike. Because that motor kicks in as soon as you pedal, the manual is crystal clear. Stop pedaling before you enter the turn. Coast through it. If you pedal in the middle of a turn, you can get a sudden burst of speed you weren't expecting. It's a small habit to change, but a really vital one. E-bikes are so much more than just recreational toys. They are absolute workhorses, right? They can replace car trips, for groceries, for commuting, you name it. But as soon as you start adding weight, whether it's stuff or a passenger, it completely changes how the bike feels and handles. So here's a really powerful and kind of surprising rule of thumb for staying stable: 80%. The cargo you're carrying should weigh no more than 80% of your own body weight. And why is that? Well, because you are the main ballast keeping the bike balanced. If your cargo gets too heavy, it can shift the center of gravity so much that the cargo starts steering you instead of the other way around. It's a simple little piece of math that makes a huge difference. Now, when it comes to carrying the most precious cargo there is, a child, there are zero shortcuts. There's a European safety standard, EN 14344, that spells out the rules. And these aren't just suggestions. For safety's sake, they are non-negotiable. And the standard is super specific, for good reason. The seat has to make it literally impossible for a child's feet to get anywhere near the spokes of the wheel. The rack you attach it to has to be specifically approved for a child's seat, not all are. And you can never, ever attach a child's seat to the seat post itself. Brands like Thule make seats like the Yet Maxi Easy Fit that are built to meet these exact rules. An e-bike is a big investment. And just like any other advanced piece of tech, a little care goes a very long way. So let's talk about the long game. The simple things you can do to keep your bike healthy and happy for years and years. The manual makes this super easy. You just have to ask yourself, which kind of rider am I? Are you a heavy rider, out there every day, rain or shine? Then you'll want to tune up about once a month. Are you a light rider, just going for a casual spin a couple of times a month when it's nice out? An annual checkup is probably fine. Just find yourself on the chart and you've got your maintenance plan. And here is one last crucial tip for the health of your battery. If you're going to store the bike for a month or more, say over the winter, don't leave the battery totally full or totally empty. The sweet spot for storage is right around 80% full. It's a super simple step that really helps preserve the battery's health and capacity in the long run. So when you unbox an e-bike, you're really getting more than just a new way to ride. You're getting this powerful tool, right? A tool for getting exercise, for running errands, for relying less on your car. And it really leaves us with this big question. As our cities keep changing and evolving, could a machine as simple and efficient as this actually be the key to a cleaner, smarter, more sustainable way of getting around?